All right, here's update number 1 on the Mir 15x15. Today is Friday, April 18th, and I spent today printing parts and changing my design from a black Mir cube to a stickerless Mir cube. So the white is the external stickerless part, and it's gonna have black internals, as you can see there on these edge pieces. I had all 1,000 centers printed out. It's 1,000 and some other numbers, I think. 1,017 maybe. I had them printed, but I didn't have any white on them because I originally planned to do just a black cube and leave it like that. Or if I wanted to sticker it with silver stickers. But then today I decided to change the design to have a white exterior and a black interior because I thought it would look nicer. So yeah, that's kind of that update. This is the first edge section I have printed. It's the smallest side here on the yellow, 5 millimeters, by the next smallest side, which is 10 millimeters. And here's the 13 edges, the 4 corners that are currently holding it up, the corner that goes with the edge section, and then these 3 corners. Originally, the edge parts were 4 by, no. They were 4.7 millimeters wide. And that's what these are here. These are 4.7 millimeters wide. However, when I stacked them up, there was a big gap between this glued one and the rest of the stacked ones, and I thought it was too big of a gap to function well. So I changed them to be 4.9 millimeters wide instead. So I upped it by 0.2 millimeters, and now there's no gap, and it's still pretty loose. So I'm a lot happier about that. And these are some extra parts I have of the 4.9 millimeter edges, and then these are the edges I'm not going to be using that I started today printing. But yeah, it's the first update. Update 2 will be soon. All right, so here's the next update on the Mir cube I'm making, the 15x15 Mir cube. I've started adding the 5 millimeter center extensions onto the yellow center, since that's the 5 millimeter extension side, and I'm doing them individually, right? But I was doing it by hand for the first lot of them, probably like I probably did about this many by hand before getting the idea to make a little jig for the pieces, I guess. That way they're all consistent and flush. That way the puzzle will be able to turn better. And I thought I might just record a quick video to show this process and how I'm doing it. So I have here this like small jig and this like longer one. I've been using the small one for most of these parts, like, that's not one of them. Like this, where it's a little shorter, and I'll be using the long one for pieces like this where it's a little longer. And the way I'm doing this is I'll take the jig, I'll take an extension, and I will put the jig onto the extension to meet about like halfway, leave some room for the say this piece to kind of fit in there like that. And with this, I'll go ahead and take some glue and I'll add a little bit to the very center. That way when I put them together, it doesn't glue the jig to the piece. But anyway, yeah, I put the piece in, push it together for like 3 seconds. And then once I think it's secured, then I will start to remove the jig. And I've been using the screwdriver to kind of pop the center out like that. And now this is a finished centerpiece, and the extension is flush with the piece on every side because of the jig. So anyway, just thought I'd give that little update. That's how that's working, and I have to do that for all 1,000 and some other numbers for all of the centers. Aside from that, I have 26 edges for the 5mm side finished, full edges. And then I have the rest of them, the other half for the other two edges, the orange and green section. I have them glued on one half. I'm printing the other half of it right now, but then I will have a fully assembled and finished layer, except for the corners, which I'll be gluing on when I put this this top layer back on. The cube right now is just right there without its top layer, but that's because I'm working on this yellow side here. Anyway, that's the update. Update number 3 or whatever it's going to be soon. All right, here's my third update. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd. My last update was Monday, April 21st, and this is the progress I've made since then. I've finished this little cross section here, meaning the entirety of the 4 edge sections and the entirety of the center 13 by 13 center grid. You can see how messy it is. I did a handful of these by hand when I was gluing the extensions on, and you could kind of tell which ones those are, because some of these look uniform, others don't look uniform at all, and some look like just trash. But yeah, I was putting them on, and then I realized that I should be using a jig for it, like I said in my last update. So that's why this turned out the way it did. A little disappointing, but still pretty exciting to see the progress on it. I just wish it would have been more uniform and that I would have thought of the jig idea sooner. But at least the other 5 sides will look decent. Turning on it's actually still dianching 15 by 15 like, which is exciting. And same for the layers across. Just to show you that really quick. Next thing I'm going to be doing before doing any more centers is finishing like the frame of the cube. That way it's just easier to remove a layer when I want to work on centers. Like I'll probably remove the white layer, work on the centers, all the centers going up, and then I'll probably remove this yellow layer again and then work on the other half of the centers for all the sides. And then by then the cube's going to be done. So yeah, it's really exciting to look forward to. Update number 4 coming soon. Here is my 4th update on the 15 by 15 bump cube. I currently have half of it done and assembled. Well, not exactly half, but close to half because of the corners. The corner pieces are the last pieces I'm going to glue on because I'd rather focus on the center, the internal frame of the cube. The centers and the midges and wings is what I've been focusing on. I have these centers glued, but I'm keeping them off for assembly because it'll be hard to get them off after it's assembled, and I want to be able to tension the puzzle still when it's assembled. That way I get the best result with this project. Aside from that, I noticed, I don't know if you can see, you really can't. Well, you kind of can there on here. On this corner stock right there, it has a slot for a 4x2mm magnet, which is extremely convenient because I am now going to turn this into a core magnetic 15 by 15 bump cube, which I think is quite exciting and quite very cool. So I'm really excited about that. I started magnetizing the corner pieces, and I've looked into how to design the core for this puzzle. I'm just gonna add it like onto the core, and so it's not a 3D printed core entirely because I don't trust that to be stable enough to not break yet. I don't trust myself to do that yet. Instead, what I'm gonna do is unscrew the orange and red axes because the way this core is designed here, don't know if you can really see that. On this orange side, it has all these small little things here instead. It has this cylinder and then these small parts here. And So you can see the difference between the red axis and the red axis and the orange axis. This one has small little things that stick out. This one, this side here, has larger ones. So I'm gonna unscrew the red side and the orange side because their common size together is the blue green. What connects with the blue green here, if that makes any sense. So I just want somewhere to be like flush and equal in length for both of them to meet. So I'll be unscrewing these two sides to install the core when I design it and print it. But yeah, aside from that, I have the blue side and the red side centers finished. I have all the edges finished. I have the corners. But again, those are gonna be the last thing I'm gonna do. Now all I have to glue on are the extensions for the next half of the green centers and the next half of the orange centers. But I think the last thing to do here is show you how it turns so far. So that's one turn. There's two turns. Three. And back to home position. And that's the fourth update on the 15 by 15 bump cube. The next update should be the assembled project, I guess that's works too. And me recording myself gluing the corners on since it's quick and easy, and I'll get the, I guess, finale on camera, or I'll just do it off camera and then record test on it, I guess. But yeah, fifth update soon. This is the final update on the 15 by 15 mirror cube, and as you can see, it has been fully assembled. All 3D printed extensions have been glued on, and the puzzle is now completely functional. As you can see, here are some test turns. I accidentally did 2 layers there, but so you can see how kind of smoothly the puzzle turns. And all the extensions you can see too. It'll turn any side. As you can see there, you can kind of see the base cube on the inside of the puzzle, the Diancheng 15 by 15. But yeah, all in all, I think the puzzle came out pretty well. But of course, it's not perfect. Like here on this center grid, you can see how some pieces are really like crooked or not uniform and flush with each other. I also did not use fillets on any of these pieces when designing this puzzle, the extensions, which was very dumb because it would have made the puzzle, I think, look better and also perform better. And I think it kind of would have helped a little bit between like pieces that look flush like this and pieces that are nowhere near flush, like this gap here and this gap here. I'm sure it was noticeable when I was doing some test turns. But yeah, as you can kind of see here on the joined edge pieces, I used super glue to connect them together. And there's these vapors, I guess, from the glue that affected the piece, maybe, or just the glue itself. And you can see where I glued the piece together, that mark, I guess. I don't think it affects the puzzle too bad, if at all, and it's like not too noticeable. Like no one would be focused on it when messing around with the puzzle or solving it, maybe. But yeah, I think this puzzle came out pretty well. I'm really, really, really happy with the result for the most part. And I'm pretty sure it's the largest mirror cube to date. I'm pretty sure the current the record before this was a 13 by 13, and this is 15 by 15. The smallest face has 5mm extensions, while the largest face right here has 30mm extensions. So yeah, I guess I could also show the difference. Yeah, there's the difference in layer size between the smallest and largest. But yeah, I did it in increments of 5. So the smallest layer has 5. Next smallest is 10, 15, 20, 25, and then of course 30 adjacent from 5. This also follows the standard mirror cube scheme, where yeah, smallest and largest are across from each other, and then going counterclockwise, it's next smallest, size after that, and then adjacent from that is the next size, and then yeah, the remaining face. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Wraps the video up, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Can't wait to show this to you guys. For those who are going to Worlds, you guys can test it out there. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.